In a world that constantly demands more of you, it's easy to feel as if you're falling behind. You look around, and you see others soaring, others with their perfect lives, their perfect careers, their perfect relationships, and you're stuck. You're tired. You feel like no matter what you do, no matter how hard you try, the weight of your world is only getting heavier. You see the distance between you and your dreams, and it feels insurmountable. The more you chase, the more elusive success seems. The harder you run, the faster your feet sink into the mud of self-doubt. But what if I told you that the very thing you think is holding you back is actually the key to your breakthrough? What if, in your lowest moment, you could find the clarity that would transform everything? What if your pain, your struggles, and your failures were not the end of your story, but the beginning of your greatest triumph? To understand that, let me tell you a story. It's the story of a raven. Once, deep in the forest, there lived a raven. He wasn't the most beautiful bird in the sky, and he wasn't the loudest or the most colorful. He was a simple creature, plain black feathers, and a voice that often went unnoticed among the many sounds of the forest. The raven lived his life in solitude, his days spent searching for food and shelter, often feeling ignored and out of place. He watched the other birds, the peacock, the swan, the parrot, and saw how they were adored, how they lived lives of grace and admiration. And the raven, he felt invisible. He felt insignificant. He felt unworthy. One day, in the depths of his despair, the raven perched on a branch and cried. His tears fell freely, without restraint, as the weight of the world seemed too much for him to bear. A monk, sitting quietly under the tree, heard the raven's sorrow. The monk, wise beyond measure, raised his head and saw the raven weeping. "What is wrong, my friend?" asked the monk, his voice calm and full of compassion. "I am so miserable," said the raven. "No one loves me. Everyone drives me away. I have no beauty, no purpose. I feel like death is better than this life of loneliness." The monk, sensing the raven's pain, smiled softly. "You are not alone in this world. My friend, there is beauty in the simplest of lives, and there is purpose in the humblest of creatures. But perhaps you are looking in the wrong places for happiness." The raven, not understanding, continued to cry. "I don't believe it. I see the swan, the parrot, the peacock. They have everything. They are loved, admired, and adored. Why should I be any different?" The monk's heart filled with compassion for the raven. He saw that this bird, like so many others, was trapped in the cycle of comparison. He saw that the raven's pain came not from his circumstances, but from his perception of them. So the monk made a simple offer. "Tell me, what is it that you want?" he asked the raven. "What would make you happy? What do you desire?" The raven, for the first time, looked up, hope sparking in his eyes. "I want to be a swan. If I could be a swan, I would be beautiful, graceful, and admired by all." The monk nodded. "Very well. I will grant your wish. But before you become a swan, go and visit the swan. Ask him if he is happy. Ask him if he has found peace." And so the raven, with a flutter of wings, flew off in search of the swan. He found the swan swimming in a serene pond, his white feathers shining in the sunlight. The raven, with envy in his heart, approached the swan. "You are so beautiful," said the raven. "You are so pure and graceful. Everyone loves you. You must be the happiest bird in the world." The swan, with a soft sigh, looked up at the raven. "I am not happy," he said. "I am admired. Yes, but I am alone. I have no colors, no vibrance. I envy the parrot for his rainbow feathers." The raven was stunned. "But the parrot is so colorful, he must be the happiest bird in the world." The swan nodded slowly. "Perhaps, but even the parrot is not free. He lives in a cage, watched by humans, never able to fly freely. I envy the peacock." And so, with his heart heavy with confusion, the raven flew off in search of the parrot. He found the parrot in a small cage, perched sadly within the confines of a human home. "You are so vibrant, so full of life," said the raven. "You must be the happiest bird in the world." The parrot, eyes full of sorrow, responded, "I am not happy. I am trapped. I am caged. I am not free to fly as I wish. I envy the peacock, who is free to roam, The raven's heart was heavy with disappointment, but he flew on. He found the peacock, a magnificent creature with his vibrant, colorful feathers on display. People gathered around him, admiring his beauty. The raven, amazed by the peacock's splendor, approached him. "You are the most beautiful bird I have ever seen," said the raven. "You must be the happiest bird in the world." The peacock, with a deep sigh, looked at the raven and said, "I am not happy. My beauty has become a curse. I am trapped in this zoo, locked away behind bars. People take my feathers to make decorations, and they hurt me. I envy you." The raven, "You are free." The raven was stunned. For the first time, he began to see things differently. The peacock, the parrot, the swan, all these creatures had what he thought he wanted. But they too were trapped in their own ways. The raven had always believed that if he could only be like them, he would find happiness. But now, he saw that their beauty and admiration were not the keys to peace or fulfillment. The real treasure was something different. The raven returned to the monk, his heart filled with newfound understanding. "I no longer wish to be anything else," said the raven. "I am content with who I am. I see now that happiness does not come from comparing myself to others. It comes from within. It comes from accepting myself, from embracing my uniqueness. I am free. I am enough." The monk smiled, knowing that the raven had found the answer he had been searching for all along. The truth is, we all are like the raven. We are constantly looking at others, thinking that if we could just be like them, we would find happiness. But the real truth is that happiness is not found in the lives of others. It is found in accepting who we are, where we are, and being grateful for what we have. It is found in realizing that we are not meant to be copies of anyone else. We are meant to be ourselves. The raven story teaches us one simple, powerful lesson. You are enough. You don't need to be like anyone else. You don't need to measure your worth against others. The only thing that matters is your own journey, your own growth, your own acceptance of yourself. When you realize that you are enough, something shifts inside you. The external noise, the distractions, the constant comparisons, all of it starts to fade away. You no longer seek validation from others because you have found it within yourself. And that is when the real power begins to awaken within you. It is the power that lies in the understanding that the only person you need to impress, the only person whose opinion truly matters, is you. When you shift your focus inward, you start to see the world differently. You no longer measure your success based on what others have or where they are in their journey. You measure your success based on your own growth, your own resilience, and the strength you find in the face of adversity. This shift, this understanding, this transformation, it's not immediate. It doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, but the moment you embrace that you are enough, something incredible starts to happen. You begin to change from the inside out. The raven, once filled with doubt and sorrow, was now free. The chains that once bound him, those chains of comparison, of feeling less than, had been broken. And in that freedom, he found something extraordinary, a new sense of purpose. The raven didn't need to be the swan, the parrot, or the peacock. He only needed to be the best version of himself. He needed to fly the way only he could. And when he accepted that, when he stepped fully into his own truth, he began to experience the beauty of his existence in ways he never had before. He saw the world differently, from a higher perspective. And in that moment, everything became clear. What the raven discovered was not just a lesson in self-acceptance. It was a lesson in the power of belief. When you believe in yourself, when you truly embrace the unique qualities that make you who you are, you unlock a door to a world that was always there waiting for you to step into it. You begin to see opportunities where you once saw obstacles. You begin to feel a deeper connection to the world around you. You realize that the path you were meant to walk has always been right in front of you, and all it took was a shift in your perspective to see it. This belief in yourself is the foundation upon which everything else is built. Without it, no matter how hard you work, no matter how many hours you put in, you will never fully reach the heights you are capable of. But with belief, you unlock your true potential. With belief, you begin to shape your reality in ways you never imagined. The raven's journey teaches us that belief isn't just about having confidence, it's about knowing, deep down, that you have what it takes. It's about trusting in your own abilities. Even when the world around you might tell you otherwise, It's about embracing the challenges that come your way, not as roadblocks, but as opportunities for growth. Every setback is a lesson. Every failure is a stepping stone. And each challenge is a chance to prove to yourself that you are stronger than you ever thought possible. But belief alone is not enough. You need clarity. You need vision. You need to understand exactly where you are going and why. Without that clarity, your belief becomes nothing more than an empty promise. It's like setting out on a journey without a map. No matter how strong your belief in your destination is, you'll be lost along the way. The Raven knew this. 2. He didn't just accept who he was, he also understood where he wanted to go. He began to visualize himself flying high, soaring above the trees, feeling the wind beneath his wings. He saw himself not as a lonely bird perched on a branch, but as a creature of freedom and possibility. His vision was not limited by the constraints of his past or the limitations he had once believed about himself. His vision was boundless, and it propelled him forward. The clarity he found wasn't just about seeing his future. It was about understanding that he was the one who would create it. And that understanding, that recognition of his own power, was the catalyst for his transformation. It wasn't the monk who made him who he was. It wasn't the swan, the parrot, or the peacock. It was the Raven himself, embracing his purpose and stepping into the power of his own vision. And so, he began to act. He didn't wait for the perfect moment. He didn't wait for the circumstances to change. He acted in the present, with the belief that his actions, no matter how small, would lead him to the future he had envisioned. This is where the real magic happens, when belief and clarity meet action. When you take consistent, purposeful steps toward your vision, no matter how daunting the journey may seem, you start to carve your own path. It's in those small actions, the decisions you make every day, that your future is shaped. Whether you're working toward a personal goal, a career, or a dream you've always had, the key is to act, to step forward, even when the road is unclear, to take the leap, even when fear tries to hold you back. The Raven didn't wait for the world to change. He took charge of his own destiny. And in doing so, he found the freedom he had been searching for. But acting without gratitude is like flying without wings. It's the engine that drives you forward, the fuel that keeps you going, even when things get tough. The Raven understood this as well. Every day, he expressed gratitude for his flight, for his freedom, for his journey. It was the gratitude that kept him grounded in the present moment, allowing him to appreciate the beauty in each step he took, no matter how small. Gratitude is what transforms a simple existence into a meaningful one. It is what allows you to see the abundance around you, even when it feels like everything is slipping through your fingers. And with gratitude, the Raven developed resilience, the ability to keep flying, even when the winds were fierce, the ability to keep moving forward, even when the path seemed impossible. Resilience is the ability to bounce back, to rise after every fall, to keep pushing forward, no matter the setbacks. It is the unshakable belief that no matter what life throws at you, you will rise again. Resilience is what separates the successful from the defeated. It's what makes the difference between those who achieve their dreams and those who give up on them. So, when you feel lost, when you feel like the weight of the world is too much to bear, remember the Raven. Remember that you are enough. Remember that your journey, no matter how difficult, is leading you to the life you were meant to live. Believe in yourself. Find clarity in your vision. Take action with purpose, gratitude, and resilience. And above all, never forget that the power to shape your future lies within you. You are the Raven, soaring high above the trees, free to follow your own path. Your journey has just begun. The world is waiting for you to step into your power.